Oh yeah, whoa. Look, they can never keep me down, I'm going. And if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up. I bet when I land, they gon' tell me it's luck again. See that I'm winning, it's harder to watch. I'm setting the stage, you should give me my props. You ain't got no soul, you lacking the spirit. You talk out your neck, I'ma show you I'm with it. I been really happy you to sit and watch me win again and win again and win again. I know it's probably getting on me and win a synonym. So if I ever win again, just know I did the minimum. I didn't have to sell my soul. Oh, yeah. Please don't play no games with me. It was never about the fame to me. They needed the best, so they came to me. Who the best in this thing? Tell them, yeah, that's me. Tell them who bring the vibe, say, yeah, that's me. Make it flip, make it bang, ooh, yeah, that's me. Who make the party feel alive, tell them, yeah, that's me. My girl so proud of your boy when they ask, is that your man? Yeah, that's me. And if I'm taking a shot, I don't miss. Who knew I would be at the top like this? And no one made my goals for me. But I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be.
Hello and welcome back to Nemo Raceway. After a calm and relaxing first race where nothing happened and there was no controversy. Ha-ha! There certainly was. Let's review the quite remarkable, controversial, action-packed qualifying race 1. Evening. Now, interestingly, last lap they were a bit closer, so Evening's either got the hurry up or it was just a poor couple of corners for Pecco that put them a bit closer. But Pecco now, it is when they get to those, it's kind of foreshortening of the slower parts of the track. But, oh, that's going to come very close. He's shut the door. Canas would have been in his rights to go through there, so I'm quite impressed by that, Canas. A good bit of heads-up driving. I mean, the downside was they could have both spun out, and that would let Ronnefout. What it has done is given Ronnefout a chance to get right back onto the train of these three machines. Canas definitely is quicker than Evening, but then it is always, well, he's normally easy to follow to lead, but it's not easy to get past. This is where Evening made it very careful. They came in tight, had a second bite. Canas there thinking about getting through the touring car section. That would be a first. No one's overtaken on that carpet, really. Oh, and right. Oh, no. That's a big one. Well, let's see that one again, but that to me is I think Ronnefout may well have tripped him. Oh, right. That's a remarkable accident. And they go down the straight, and that's going to give the win to Ivan, it should do. Evening now has to take it around these final few corners to take his first RCGP heat win, gain the RCGP point. Canas has not given up, and that massive coming together is going to... Oh, this is not all over. This is not all over. Canas looking up the inside. Canas looking on top. Canas has... Oh, and Ronnefout's gone through. They decided to make love, and Ronnefout has gone through to pick up the victory. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Now, who's it? Canas is going to get second, I think. It's another accident on the line. People are falling over themselves. Ongaro got fourth. Well, you couldn't write that, could you? We wouldn't be allowed to. Not in a PG level. We're waiting to talk to the two drivers who are involved in a little contretemps towards the end. But first, let's have a quick chat with Elliot. He's always a good conversation. Elliot, Heat 1, how was that? I mean, I noticed you had an absolute panic at the start because you changed tyres before we even got going.
Yeah, we made a little mess with the gluing on one of them was coming off, so we quickly come in and changed it. But yeah, I didn't have the best start, so I hit Davide at the start, and I waited. These starts, there's not really much you can do. Everyone kind of comes together. He said he had to brake because he had someone cutting in front of him, so it kind of come back onto me. But, you know, it's what it is with these starts, you know.
So, are you on the front row this time?
No, because I actually finished fourth after all that mess. I don't really know what was going on. I just kind of collected up the pieces, and when they said I was fourth, I was standing at the back. I was like, oh, okay.
Discretion, a better part of valor. Thank you, Elliot. We'll have a quick chat with one of our, I think, new boys. This is the second race now. He's an experienced old hand, James Pivot. First thing, James, I have to say thank you from the commentators, because there are 4 blue and white cars that, from any sort of distance, look the same. But you put a little purple nose in the front of yours and go, that's James's car. Fantastic. That's your kind of trademark, isn't it, the purple nose?
Yeah, so we'd normally be purple and pink. And to be honest, we didn't actually think about colour scheme, but it actually works quite well for you as well. So
it's perfect for us because there's 3 cars. That's him. That's fine. There's a 4th one. So how are you finding the hustle and bustle and the rough and tough of the world of RCGP?
Yeah, I mean, the starts are pretty crazy. It's great for the viewers to watch. Lots of action. The short races always provide action. And the track's really hard to get round clean. So, yeah, it's good.
Great stuff. And have you kind of learnt anything you can take back to your club racing?
Our surface is very different back home. We're oiled dirt, so this is complete opposite. But we have the national in a few weeks, so learn a bit for that.
You'll be at least three heats ahead, won't you?
Well, yeah. Normally we struggle with track time from living across the water, but should be the opposite this time.
Great stuff. Thank you, James. We'll have a quick chat with Hampus. We've not had a word with you so far. How are you getting to grips with this track? It's a kind of a slow learning process, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but now it's feeling much better, and the car is working much better today than yesterday, so a few changes that made a big difference. So yeah, it's all about taking it easy and be kind on the steering wheel.
Yeah, otherwise you're... So is that really the case? You had to make very small adjustments?
Yes, it is.
Great stuff. Thank you. That's Hampus. Right, so Juan Carlos, come on. Pecco, come on. We waited for this. Now, okay, so you're coming into the corner up there, yeah? You're coming the corner up there. Whose fault is the accident?
I don't know. It's difficult to see, but I feel he goes super slow. I go full brake, so I can do more.
Did you go super slow?
Yeah, I was defending, but it is what it is, and it already happened, so we just go for the next one.
Do you think, I'm sorry, not letting you know that, do you think there should have been a penalty?
I don't know.
You must think, no, come on. Right, okay. Let's stop that. Do you, Pecco Eveningen, think that should have been a penalty?
Yeah, I mean...
Isn't it better when you say what you really think?
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, but you think it was just a racing incident? Was it possibly, can I ask you, was it 50-50?
I don't know. Maybe I need the penalty, but other drivers need penalty also. That's the problem, and I'm angry.
That's a brilliant solution. Just give everyone a penalty every race. We'll tell Justin to give every penalty. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you for good sports, good stuff. And back over to Lefty to pick up what's happening next.
And welcome back. We are getting ready for RCGP Q2. The first qualifier, we had a lot of fireworks. And starting out first is Pecco Ivanen, followed by Juan Carlos Canes, Brandon Rose, Tom Robin, James Lepavo, Clement Boda, David Ronnefalk, Lee Martin, Davide Angaro, Elliot Boots, Alex Zankatine, and Hampus Berg. So definitely some fireworks in the last race. A lot of aggressive racing. I'm not ashamed to say I enjoyed it. And it's good to let these drivers express their emotions. This is racing for all the marbles here in this class. These guys are professionals. And, sometimes mistakes happen. So, good stuff to see. And, Pecco is infallible as usual. He's going to give you the Kimi Räikkönen answer. And we look forward.
Well, they tried that, and then, of course, I said, what do you really think? And we wiped away the PC, and we brought back in how we really feel. What I quite liked is that we managed to get an audience, the rest of the drivers, to see what was going to happen. Quite fun. It's quite hot, isn't it?
It's a bit warm.
Not words I normally say in the UK. It's quite hot. Can you introduce me to the guy who owns the TR?
Yeah, sure.
At lunchtime.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, that's cracking. Is it a V8? Oh. Anyway, enough of my own personal obsessions. Right, so, second round, even Juan Carlos Canas. Is this the order they've seeded, is it? With Pecco, Juan Carlos Canas, Brandon Rose, Tom Robin. Oh, it is, yes, because, of course, Pecco dropped down to 7th, didn't he, in the end?
Oh, a lot of people angry going into this race. Aggressiveness.
Yeah, there's a lot. I get the feeling that the final is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be an absolute race fest of disaster, or some people might actually be a bit sensible. I know it sounds like a kind of all obviously, Nick, but no, I think we've seen sensible. We've seen heats, and everyone's sensible, and then we've seen heats, and everyone's, what should we say, less restrained.
Well, it comes back to what's happening here and what's going on in Spain in 4 weeks' time. I mean, these guys all want to beat each other. They don't want to lose one iota, one even scotch of
Scotch?
A scotch.
What's a scotch?
I don't know. It's a
Oh,
word.
it's a new word invented.
No, it's actually a word we use in Bermuda.
Brilliant.
A scotch means a little bit.
No, I'm chuffed with that. I love a new word.
So, like I said,
I find new words very popular in Islamic libraries. Anyway. Anyway,
it's an inside joke before.
it's always a bit of fun. If you refer back on the stream, you'll know what we're talking about. Anyway, so a couple of minutes to go. Oh, I love that shot. Wonder who set that up.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. The person that's filming that might need a cage because it's
luckily it's Mr. Remote Camera.
Oh,
unmanned camera, having some fun.
Yeah, these guys are definitely mental games is what's going on right now, I would say. With 1 month left to go to the Worlds, we have the mental games being played by these drivers, and it is a mental game at the end of the day. And it's good to see.
Yeah, there's definitely you're absolutely right, Ken. There's definitely an element where they're trying to get in each other's heads. I'm not sure how effective it is, but there is the point, I think, when you're racing with people, you end up racing in a slightly different way. And there's a very obvious example of that in Formula One, where everyone has historically had to race Max Verstappen differently because he's, what's the word for it, more aggressive, let's say. More aggressive in defending and attacking. And also, apparently, quite oblivious to getting, very rarely gets penalised for it. So he's now running people wide, so other people are running people wide, but they all know when they get to Verstappen, they've got to be a little more careful because he's more likely to do something ridiculous. Perhaps not now, he's matured a lot in the last year. But historically, there were actually Verstappen rules because he was so unruly.
Well, I mean, each one of these drivers have had their turns. I mean, Juan Carlos Canas was, and Ongaro got at it at the last RCGP in Italy.
But if we're talking about the way they drive, so if you were going to make a list of, let's say, clean to dirty, not inferring dirty is illegal, but more prepared to push the envelope. I'm not going to ask you to make the list, but we can all make the list, can't we? At the top four, and it's going to be certain drivers are going to be on the cleaner side, and certain drivers are going to be more on the more pushy side.
Yeah, I mean, even in the incident with Pecco, a few laps before that, Juan Carlos kind of checked up and let him go through, and I thought he had all right to go in the inside of him, like you said, and then...
Yeah, they're not psychopathic, vindictive people.
Right.
It's decision-making process, and sometimes their decision-making process will err towards, the more 50-50 move, more aggressive move, the more whatever it may be, and other times they'll lay back or they'll look for a different opportunity. But, it's not... There is a right and wrong, but, we do not set that level. That is set in meeting by the referees. And the only thing you can ever ask for of a referee is consistency. It doesn't matter whether you're lenient or severe, as long as you're lenient with everyone and severe with everyone. That's the point. That's the point of refereeing. So we're looking now under the table. I'm trying to work out who that probably is. I think that's Tom Robin
and Brandon Rose.
And Brandon Rose, yes. It's Rose on the right.
You can see look at the camber on Robin's car compared to...
Yeah, and and again, interesting. Robin and who's that rolling off this whole thing? Not going, I know the last, but it's gone to Le Pavot has had a disaster. Into the lead again goes Pecco. So Pecco's come from the back row to the lead. And then I think is it Brandon who's got second, or is it... I think it might be Brandon.
That is second. Brandon Rose.
Yeah, Rose has got second. It's weird. Normally look at the body shot. Now at this one, I'm looking at the shock towers. Because he's running the traditional Agama, with Lee running the new laydown car that will be released in the next couple of months.
So boots behind them.
Let's see what Brandon has learned, because Brandon's been, came here, and I think he was prepared to admit he was all at sea in his first international race, or his first out of the American continent race, and he's been working his way through and improving bit by bit by bit by bit. And this is going to be absolutely outstanding. Brandon is currently in second place, in incredibly good stead for when he goes to Redovan, where he hasn't yet 100% going. I think he's going to sort that out this week, I heard. He's going to go to Redovan for the Worlds and be able to deal with these new types of circuits. It is all about experience. So all the experience of falling out, unfortunately. So into second has gone Boots. So it's now Boots in second from the Ariel Sporting Evening. So Evening now has led just about every single lap, apart from one that counted in these two qualifiers, which is the last one of the... well, Boots was quite prepared to go higher there, wasn't he? Up on the dirt, up on Scott's pipe.
Also, Pecco getting another hole shot. as well. So he's definitely found the secret to the gate start. That's his second hole shot in a row. He got one in Q1 as well.
Well, it's obviously all about clutch, bite, and drive, and you haven't got to anticipate anything because you know when it's going to start because you can see the thing dropping. So there's not a situation where it's like, 3, 2, 1, go silent, meep, and you've got to work out when to go because the time to go is when the car's 4 wheels reach the ground because otherwise it's just not going to move anywhere. It's in the air. But Boots now showing that sort of speed we saw yesterday morning. I know we're coming to lunchtime now, but Boots has looked quick at times. He won 2 of the qualifiers yesterday and kind of faded in the final. All around the outside, may work, may not. So evening for JQSM, easy to see, green car with the completely pointless aerial because no one uses aerials on the radios anymore, but it's like a throwback to 1996, so we're very happy with that. Behind him is Elliot Boots from the S-Works and then Brandon Rose from Agama. So it's Angara's down in 11th, Canas is in 12th, Ronald Falk's in 6th. So the big names have obviously had a rotten start. They come down the straight. I must admit, when you look at that shot,
it was good.
No, but it's when it suddenly looks like it could be a touring car race because they come down towards you absolutely flat and then, because we've had that shot so many times at the end of straight. And the fire grate there was nearly the undoing of Pekko Ivonen.
And while Pekko and Boots battle for first, it's allowing Brandon Rose to sneak up from behind. So he's probably going to get in a position where if these guys make a mistake, he can capitalize on that and get a much-needed win to boost his confidence and do it for Texas and America here in the jolly old island of England.
Now, Canas being in last is actually quite important because, don't forget, it's the top 3 in qualifying going to Super Pole. And with the last, it's really hard to get into the top 3, even with 2 good results. So, he's got past the Pavot, so he could be 11th. So, it's going to be interesting because 10th and 11th are on Garo and Canas. But we're already thinking forward what happens at the end of the third qualifier, which is Super Pole. And they may neither of them be in it, which would be, if you gone to the bookies before the event and said neither Canas, what the odds on not Canas and not Ongaro in Super Bowl, you'd have got an awful lot of. Look at that! That was beautiful pass there. That was interesting. I think a little bit of a minor mistake there by a big mistake by Even now, and through goes Rose, and Even's had a bad lap. He's got to 4th, and Roneflak goes to 3rd, and it's gone. A breakdown for Even. Even's broken the car, which is great news for Canas and Ongaro because they get a free point. So even if they finish 10th, 11th or 9th, so even can't buy a bit of luck today, and the car breaks down. Right, and now an error by Boots has meant that Boots and Rose, is it Boots and Rose together? Or is it? Yeah, it is. So Boots and Rose right together.
Rose looking the best we've seen him all week. He's finally found something in that Nemo Agama car. I'm sure he's happy.
He's got a problem though now, hasn't he?
Yes.
It's straight with a Viking now, right behind Ronefalk, who... If we're really absolutely brutally honest, Ronefalk in most of the rounds of RCGP has had no luck. You have to say he has had some luck this week.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend, the pendulum has swung the other way around entirely. And when there's been a problem, the problem's been to his benefit on the whole. And it's the same in this way. He didn't make a brilliant start, but the other issues for other drivers have enabled him to work his way through it. It takes speed and it takes skill, but on this track where it's hard to overtake, Evening would have been a nightmare to overtake, but Evening broke down, and this is the thing. It's those sort of things. But sometimes you just need that fortune, and it's not like he doesn't deserve a bit. But he's now got to get past Rose. I don't know what was in the water, because Rose looks like a completely different driver this heat from any other time this weekend.
Yes, most definitely. And this is allowing Boots to pull away a little bit, but you can see that the Viking is looking for that. There we go.
There, one bounce. He's to the Viking. So he's into second. Let's have a look at this one. So it just goes a little bit far to his left, and then he bounces off. It's almost like sort of the trampoline park. He bounced off there into third. So we're now on the last lap. And they come through, and it's going to be Boots who leads. But Ronefalk's got some incredible pace because he's just made it straight back onto the back of Boots. So there's Ronefalk. Not quite sure what happened there. Right, okay. It was slightly. That was actually a shot of Berg coming through from 4th behind Rose. It wasn't Ronefalk. So Ronefalk's in second. Boots is going to win this in about 3 corners' time, and Boots takes the win. In second place, it's Ronefalk. In third place, it is going to be Brandon Rose, and Hampersberg is in 4th. So you've taken the Berg and the Rose confuses slightly there because obviously there's some car, but it is another great result for Ronefalk, but another point for Boots. Is his third heat win. And I will leave you to chat more about it while I go and chat to them.
Of course. Boots will be happy with that win. And, of course, Ronefalk will be, he'd want to win. But a great run for Brandon Rose. Is showing some great pace that we know he's capable of. He looks like he's getting comfortable with this surface. Great fourth for Hampusberg. And Mr. Consistent, Lee Martin in fifth. Tom Robin will be happy with that sixth place. Davide Angara will be looking better than seventh, as well as Juan Carlos Canas. Zancatine just off the pace there, maybe had a bad start in ninth. Clement Bode in 10th. James Lepoveau in 11th. And Pecco out after 5 laps. Not the exciting race we was looking for. Looks like we have some of the drivers getting upset with the referee there. You can see it from her. A lot of frustration going on here with these drivers. They don't want to lose an inch at all. And I just want to say happy birthday to our race director, Mr. Justin Wowdy. Today is his birthday, making the trip over from America with Wowdy Events. And where Nick has the drivers corralled and ready for some interviews.
Yeah, with the top three. First of all, third place is Brandon Rose. Brandon, it's night and day, your car. Suddenly, I've been watching, and suddenly you're absolutely on the pace.
Yeah, I made a bunch of changes last night. The car's feeling way better. It felt really good for that first one. I just made a really bad mistake. Had a really good start, was up in the second place, and just kept it clean the whole run. And I finally had the pace. Just need to keep it rubber side down now, and yeah, we'll be good.
Yeah, it looks quick, but are you enjoying it, or is it constant? Oh, it's going to go.
It's constant. I mean, it's just, you're really on edge. I mean, it's so much grip out here. You're just barely putting endpoints in the wheel, but it's a lot of fun. The track's challenging, and yeah, I like it.
Great drive. Well done, mate. Thank you indeed. And in second place, it's David Ronefalk. Now, David, we are postulating on the stream that it's fair to say that in previous seasons of RCGP, you've had no luck. It appears at Nemo, you're getting all your luck back in one event, because effectively you came second there because everyone else fell off.
Yeah, basically, this time I just kept my car on the wheels, and the guys in front, they crashed one after another. I was behind Tom Robin for a little while.
That must be exciting.
Yeah, I tried to get by. I bumped him a couple of times, but yeah, didn't roll him over or anything. So I think it was all good. But yeah, I lost a bit of time there. So Elliot and those guys in front were able to pull away a bit too much for me to be able to catch them in the end. So yeah, good job to Elliot in that one, and I'm happy with the second.
Pretty much guaranteed Super Pole now.
I hope so. Should be.
Good stuff. Thanks indeed. And finally, Elliot. So Elliot now is. We've had 5 qualifiers. You've won 3 of them. So you're enjoying the short form at least.
Yeah, it's going all right. Yeah, I was lucky to stay out of trouble in that one, really. Got a pretty good start, considering I was starting at the back. I was never really know what's going on when you're starting at the back. But, I got into like third at the first corner and I sat there patiently and just picked my time and the moment to pass. Given how hard it is to pass, does it suddenly make being at the front of the grid for the one grid start of the day for the main final even more important? Definitely. It's going to be a big advantage being in the top 3. We're all fairly similar on pace, like 80% of us, and being that it's super high grip and very like one-liney track, it's going to be like a bit of a train effect, so it's going to be who runs a little bit wide or makes a little mistake or whatever. Well, congratulations, 3 points already in the bag, so well done. That's Elliot Boots, winner of the second qualifying race. Lefty, what you got for me?
So we are back. Let's get some standings up here as we get done with our interviews. I was watching Juan Carlos Canas was very upset with the referee there. Don't know exactly what happened, so I'll go find out. But this is racing and emotions run high. So David Ronefalk is still your points leader with 87 points, followed by Davide Angara in 66. Juan Carlos Canas moves up to third with 47. Elliot Boots with 45. Joe Bornhorst still in fifth with 41. Lee Martin tied with him at 41. Hampusberg 39. Cole Tollard 34. Alex Zancatine 31. Leonardo Valente 28. Brandon Rose 28. Joseph Quagrane 27. Aiden Horn and Spencer Hackett 24. And Evan Vale with 22 points. Now let's look at our team championship. The S-Works factory team has 147 points, with 17 points behind is the team associated Scuderia Scampi Rosso team, followed by the Mayako factory team of 126. The Beach RC team is in fourth with 89 points, 5 points ahead of the Invisible Sea JQ Scale Motorsports team, and the Nemo Agama Racing team is bringing up the rear in sixth place with 79 points. I believe we're getting ready to go for lunch today. That will be a 1 hour break as the mechanics are allowed to wrench on their cars, let the tempers cool down a bit, and get back ready. We'll be back here at 13:30, so 1:30 UK time, in approximately approximately 1 hour and a half from now. We will be back from lunch. The stream will end and we will start back in 1 hour and a half at 1:30 UK time. Oh, sorry, we are back at 1 o'clock. Oh, right, yes, I missed that. Sorry, it was right there in black and white. We are back for the LCQ for the RC2. Remember, the only one driver bumps up from that, and then the Q3 of RC2 at 1:30. So we will be back in 1 hour, and the stream will be ending now. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in 1 hour after you've had some refreshments.